r/NoSleep. Posted by u/IwantToStayHome. The purple fog. Sometimes when a fog is too complicated to document, we omit it from the regular rule books and create a separate, specialized entry for it. The purple fog is one such event that warrants such treatment, and to call it strange would be an understatement. It does not deal with flora, electricity, or death, but rather dreams, and the most difficult thing about it? What happens is slightly different for everyone. However, we have managed to piece together something resembling a rule set based off the stories from survivors and our own personal experience, so in the event that a purple fog comes through our town again, we can all be prepared. Listed below are the properties and rules of survival for the purple fog. 1. The purple fog has no harmful properties in the real world. When it appears, you may go about your day and do any tasks you wish as there is no abnormal danger that comes with it. The fog will also last for about only one day, and is the only event to have a consistent time frame. 2. The dangerous properties of the fog manifest when a person goes to sleep, and will affect their dreams to kill them. Unfortunately, because the dreams of every person are different, we cannot provide one specific rule set. However, keep in mind that things that will kill you here will kill you in the real world. 3. There are two types of scenarios that happen when a person falls asleep during a purple fog, which can be divided into nightmares and dreams, both of which can be dangerous. Nightmares. Nightmares seem to be the most common of the two scenarios to happen to a person during the purple fog, and from interviews, we can assume that they happen when a person in a negative mood falls asleep. They are by far the more terrifying of the two events. Surviving one is a matter of wits and luck. 1. In a nightmare, your worst fears will manifest. Those afraid of monsters will be faced with monsters, and those who fear war will be caught in the midst of it. Remember that everything in your nightmare can hurt you, so avoid any dangers you see. 2. The stronger your emotions, the more dangerous your nightmares become. If you cannot control your emotions, the situation will only become worse and spiral out of your control. Stay calm. 3. It's recommended that you run from anything you see in your dream. Nightmares were made off your worst fears, so it's best to not trust anything that you see. 4. To escape from a nightmare, you need to do one of two things, though there may be more methods we have not yet discovered. 4a. First, if you find a glowing white door, stepping through it will bring you out of the nightmare. These doors seem to appear in random locations, but will always remain somewhere within your radius. However, it may be dangerous to search for one while other creatures are still around. 4b. By surviving for around a day inside your dream, you'll wake up and be free of the nightmare. It is the simplest method of escape, though it may be difficult. Nightmares can be extremely dangerous, and unfortunately, since they are different for everyone, we cannot create a perfect guide. However, these guidelines should still prove useful if you are caught in one, so please remember them. Dreams. Dreams are mostly theorized to exist. It's hard for us to create a rule book on them because only one person has escaped one. They seem to happen when someone falls asleep in a positive mood, and simply grant them anything they want. The problem here is that from the one witness we do have, it seems that what people are offered is so tempting that they never want to leave. However, one witness is good enough for a small few rules, so here's what we have figured out. 1. Everything in the dream is fake. It may seem real on the surface, and it will have everything you could ever want, but none of it is real. If you can't accept that, you'll stay in the dream until your body expires. 2. Declare that you want to leave. That's the only method of escape that we know of, but if you seem to be in a dream, make it clear you want out. 3. Don't get addicted to the things the dream is offering you. It isn't real, but if you start believing that it is, you will never return to the real world. 4. Get out of there as soon as you can. The longer you stay, the harder it is to resist. You'll get caught up in excuses, thinking that you will only take one more day, and end up staying forever. Escape before you die of starvation in the real world. I have never experienced one of these dreams for myself, but from our one survivor, I can understand why it trapped hundreds of people in a coma that eventually killed them. The person who survived was actually never happy again after he left. I'll spare you the details, but he was lost not too long after. It's a terrifying one, the purple fog. When it swallows the town, it does nothing until you fall asleep. It might be fine on the surface, but once you're deep inside a dream, things can go bad quickly. I hope you'll make it through this night alive, and I wish you good luck. Next story of this video. Posted by u/Dexators. The Unspoken Rules of Beryl Shores. Not a lot of people know about the little island nicknamed Barrel Shores, for good reason. We don't really take kindly to strangers. We're good people, still. With not many residents, we're a tight-knit community and can't really talk about it. There are plenty of unspoken rules to Barrel Shores, but seeing as I've left for the summer, maybe I'll feel a little better about myself actually getting them out into the world. Not like anyone will actually make it to the island, but it's just therapeutic, in a sense. 1. Don't talk about what nobody wants to talk about. It's a little vague how everyone dances around the topic of it, if a little cliché. I'll write this only ever once in my life, there is most definitely something out there. We locals are vague on purpose, just follow our lead. 2. Don't litter or steal. This one should be an expectation for every place you visit, but seriously, don't. Don't steal. Once it's on the beach, it belongs to the beach. If you feel like it's no longer yours, don't pick it back up. 3. Walk with purpose in mind. You should really always have a place or purpose in mind when you wander. Don't listen too closely to anything unrelated to your destination, keep walking. You didn't come with anybody, nobody's going to be calling your name. 4. Make yourself known. As previously mentioned, we locals don't really like strangers. We're good people, just say hi and introduce yourself to everyone. Say it loud, say your name loud. 5. Don't seek them out. It's cliché, borderline annoying, to refer to something you can't explain as they and hope that outsiders will understand what you mean without saying what you mean. But seriously, just keep your questions to yourself and mind your goddamn business. Only Mr. McLean is really willing to talk about it, and that's because he's an old geezer who doesn't fear death anymore. 6. Don't fish. Leave it to McLean and the Fisher Boys, it's not your duty or responsibility as a visitor. Though helping out with checking the boats for holes would be greatly appreciated. 7. Ignore weird noises from the water. We do have an alarm system for storms, but it's busted and crackly, so you shouldn't be hearing anything that sounds like singing. Really, these rules could be shortened down to mind your goddamn business. It can seem kind of rude at first, but it's just for everyone's safety. These rules have worked for us, and they can work for you. Really, I'd tell you what it's all for if I knew, if anyone knew. Everyone has their own guess, at least I think so. We follow Rule 1. They've been picking us off one by one over the years, whatever the hell is out there in those waters that has claimed these isles as theirs. It's not that hard to just follow the rules, but someone always ends up messing everything up. Other than that, Barrel Shores is a great place to live,